We have not attacked. We have not shared the information that was shared with us about Austin Metcalf.
And with that being said, I feel that it's my duty to share with you all of the updates that I have found. Give a quick disclosure on this content creator that I am about to share because I'm hoping both sides get to see this video. This conservative commenter's name is Benny Johnson. He is an awesome guy, I promise you guys. Sometimes we get it wrong. Nobody's perfect. And plus, he had his house set on fire by BLM, and so I'm sure that triggers him from time to time. And I may share that story later. But anyway, he is a great guy. I promise he has a good heart. He just got this one wrong based off the information that was presented to him first. And I want to share that first so that you guys can have a little insight before I share the things that he said about Carmelo.
If Austin Metcalf had stabbed Carmelo Anthony in the heart, killing him in cold blood for literally nothing, what do you think would be happening to Austin Metcalf? I can tell you most American cities would be on fire right now. People would be rioting, burning. They'd be canonizing Austin Metcalf. He'd get a golden coffin just like George Floyd. But you see, it was the other way around. And it was the young white kid who got stabbed in the heart for no reason. For a kid who was carrying a knife to a track meet. What's wrong with this guy? And then after what seems to be just a disagreement about who's sitting where, the death penalty for the unarmed Austin Metcalf. Stab him, kill him. This is killer Carmelo Anthony. This kid, Austin Metcalf, is innocent, is somebody who makes our country better, is like sort of the bedrock of the country, right? 4.0 student, a loving son and brother. And he goes on to lose his life for what exactly? Because he was in the wrong seat? Listen to his brother explain this.
There was this kid, before I knew his name now, this kid was sitting under our tent at track. He did everything for our family too. He was a strong man. He was a strong kid.
Because of this monster who deserves the death penalty. This is Austin Metcalf's final post on X. Faith in God got me, and my work will pay off. Oh, it's heart crushing. It's heartbreaking. Oh my gosh, that's his last post. Austin Metcalf, MVP Fresco Memorial Football, National Honor Society, near perfect GPA. He's fatally stabbed in the chest by Carmelo Anthony. The legacy media would call it a hate crime if it was reversed. It needs to be charged as a hate crime, and Carmelo Anthony needs to get the death sentence, the electric chair. Death sentence is legal in Texas. They execute prisoners all the time. Death sentence, immediately send a message. Send a message that you're not allowed to just rob people. Maybe where you're from, that's how things go. This is America, and we are a nation of rules, and also, more importantly, we're a nation of setting an example. Say his name, Austin Metcalf. High-achieving high school student, killed in cold blood, zero national outrage. Jason Whitlock died in the arms of his twin brother, according to reports. This is a tragedy. Austin Metcalf. Carmelo Anthony has been arrested and charged with first-degree murder. He needs to be charged federally as a hate crime. That's what needs to happen next. This needs to be a federal hate crime. It just gets worse. My understanding is that Austin Metcalf had a potential D1 football recruit, member of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, 3.9 students. A tragic story. Do our very best to ensure that there is actual justice here. And justice looks like the death penalty as far as I'm concerned. I'm no prosecutor, but that's what I would say.
So I am using this clip as a representation of a lot of you who have talked about this young man in a negative light and didn't even get to hear his side of the story. And most of you were conservative. And not only white conservatives, black conservatives too. My thing is, if Carmelo is proven innocent, are you willing to apologize the same way y'all raised hell about him even getting the death sentence? And he was actually the one being bullied. Can you apologize for that? We've addressed DEI, we've addressed wokeism, and I get it. It was definitely and absolutely causing division on the black side, right? On the Democratic side. And I agree that DEI and wokeism needed to be addressed sooner because of the corruption and the theft entangled in those entitlement programs. However, it's now time to address your side. It's now time to address racism and stereotyping on the conservative side. This is a clear case. And honestly, God may have allowed it to unify the country, to unify both sides. Because clearly you guys automatically stereotyped Carmelo, because clearly you guys automatically assumed he was wrong instead of waiting to hear both sides of the story. You guys know that if this was Austin Metcalf and the shoe was on the other foot, you guys would have wanted to wait. You guys would have wanted to hear the full story. But instead of doing that, everybody assumed that Carmelo was guilty. So since wokeism and DEI has been addressed on the Democratic or the black side, so to speak, now it's time to address stereotyping and racism on the right side or on the conservative side. Everything that you thought about Carmelo is really true for Austin, and everything you thought about Austin is really true for Carmelo. Carmelo was being bullied by these boys, and if the shoe was on the other foot, you guys would be flipping out. So can you apologize? Can you apologize for putting this boy down, dogging him? He needs to get the death penalty, all the horrible things you said. Come to find out, Hunter was lying. And you can't really blame him. He's a kid. He's scared. His brother lost his life. He knows he was wrong for bullying. You can see in his face. We'll get to all of that. But can you apologize to Carmelo Anthony for jumping to conclusions before all the information had been presented? I knew from the beginning, as soon as I heard it, I knew that this was a case of bullying going on. I knew it. It didn't make any sense for a track student to just stab someone for absolutely no reason. And the one that was unalived's brother was there. And then the look on his face, in my opinion, said that he was sorry immediately. I could see if he was smirking or something. No, he had the look of empathy and compassion and hurt and pain on his face. He hurt because this boy bullying me, this boy and his brother trying to jump me. I got to save my own life from these 200-pound boys, but I end up going to jail. How does that, what? He shouldn't even be charged. He hasn't been charged yet. You know why? Because they know all of this. But he shouldn't even be charged for this. And in fact, they need to be compensated. But I'll get to that. But think about that. Let's move on.
They were saying that Carmelo came from a bad home environment. Well, Carmelo come from a two-parent household. His parents been married for 17 years.